Could you go check on that on YouTube and see how it looks? How does it look? Oh. Oh, how does it look? Why is it that way?
What do you mean? Oh.
Why is it that way?
What do you mean? Oh.
Guess we're just gonna try it like this. Alright, we're good? Welcome anyone if they're in it. Welcome.
No.
I don't like how it's like that. Maybe a little interesting for your devices. I'm live streaming off of something different today, so let me know in the chat if it looks good. Please like the stream. Maybe a little interesting for your devices. Welcome everyone, we're doing the static fire at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so a little less than 30 minutes. This is SN5's first static fire. We're gonna have a lot of camera angles. I'm gonna have also a YouTube video coming out later this week. Welcome everyone. Please drop a like and subscribe if you're not, and then we'll be getting into the static fire shortly here. So if anyone has questions, I can answer them right now. I'm not going to be able to answer too many questions coming up to the static fire because I will need to be working on everything, so I won't have too much time. But if you have any questions right now, please add them in the chat and I'll make sure to answer them. All right, yeah, so we're gonna be igniting in 20 minutes. We passed the continuity check, so we are pretty much good on everything except for just taking off the tape and starting the cameras and clearing this area. Yup, yeah, I'm gonna, not during the countdown because this camera is gonna be very close. This camera is obviously way closer than I'm gonna be standing. So you guys are gonna have a better view than me, honestly. Where I'm standing, I can't really see the motor. I can just see the plume of exhaust gas go up. But yeah, you guys are gonna have a really good view. Yeah, I do have a microphone I could speak from, but I would need to hook it up Bluetooth and everything, and I really didn't have time for this launch to do a lot for the live stream. So I'm sorry if you hear double because I have this live stream up on my phone too, but I'll mute that. So yeah, there's gonna be no audio for the test, just for like around 5 minutes because I will leave around a minute before the test. I'll set up everything, run back, and then check everything one more time, and if it's good, we'll ignite the rocket. I'll come back and I'll do a briefing afterwards. I'll pick up the camera and bring you guys close. Oh, is that funny? SN5’s is actually doing this stack fire around the same time. That's okay. That's great. Hopefully we... What's up, Zero G Prince? How's it going? Well, hopefully both of our stack fires are good. I don't know, is Ship 36 doing the Vectors or sea level Raptor engines today? Or are they doing the in-space relight engine? All right, so we're coming up on 10 minutes. I'm just doing some videos for the actual SN5 YouTube video. And that's looking good. All checks pass. We're just gonna start these cameras. I'm gonna move that orange tripod to the right, back over on top of the motor, because that's where my phone's gonna be, getting a really good video. The GoPros do a good video, but as you can see, the GoPro that's very close, let's see, yeah, the GoPro that's very close to the motor, GoPros don't really focus very well closely, so that's more of just a shot that I want, just to inspect stuff. Also, you can see the camcorder below. That's also another shot that I'm really not gonna post, because the shots aren't gonna look good, but it will still provide me with some good data just in case something goes wrong around there. You can see the GoPro on top of the stick up there. That's gonna be a really good shot. We also have another Canon over here, all the way over to the right. You can see that camera going towards there. We're gonna set up one far range camera in a second, and then we're gonna be totally ready. Yeah, I will post all of them. I'm probably going to have them at the end of the SN5 video. I'll show them all. They're pretty cool shots, showing some of the components and the load cell and pressure transducer. They're not too visually appealing for like a thumbnail, but yeah, I'll still show them. So total cameras, counting this camera that you guys are looking on, we have 7 cameras. We have 2 GoPros over there. We have my iPhone on the tripod. We have a camcorder below. Then we have a Canon over there. We also have a Sony FX30, which is my friend's camera. If you're watching, Angela, thank you. That's a pretty expensive camera, so we got that really far back because I don't want anything to happen to that. And then we're gonna also have a camera where we're standing, watching it, which won't be a great view. You guys are having a better view than me, so yeah, let me set up this, maybe a little bit more of the, little less of the foreground, because obviously you're not gonna be seeing too much from the foreground. Let me redo this real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys less foreground so you're able to actually see the exhaust of the rocket. Let me know how this looks good. Perfect. All right. Then we're 8 minutes out, so I'm gonna keep this camera audio on, and then I won't be back until after the launch. I'm gonna go back to where we're standing to make sure everything's good there. Then we're gonna come back and start the cameras and ignite this rocket. Alrighty, we're a little less than 5 minutes out. I'm gonna start the cameras and everything, and then we're gonna be good to go. give it 2 seconds. You can start recording on that camera. Good? You're all good. All right, we're here. I'm going to start the cameras, and we're going to be set firing momentarily. All right, 30 seconds.
It says, where did the sound go? It says, where did the sound go? I don't know if the sound was on.
The sound is on. I'm not sure. Can you hear me now? All right, can you guys hear me right now? All right, this is how we're looking. Successful static fire so far. Oh, I gotta stop recording on the camcorder. This is that view if you guys wanna see behind the scenes on that. Okay, yeah, here it is. Went very well. You can see it's all nasty. It's very hot. Just touch to the touch. It literally so hot. We're gonna grab a temp gun. The temp gun won't be too accurate because this material is shiny, so it will reflect some of the rays off and it won't get a perfect temperature. This is a shot that I did through my phone, which I think hopefully is gonna turn out very well. We got another shot back here. No cameras were damaged during this test. See the data logger. Data logger, we're gonna give power for a little bit longer. Yeah, let's get some temperatures. Yeah, so it's at around 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It's pretty hot. Yeah, it's pretty hot. You can just keep your hands, I can just put my hand next to it and it's very hot. Everything looks good with the pressure transducer. Everything's looking great. Even this load cell adapter is so hot. We can get a temperature on that real quick. It's around 200 degrees. But yeah, we're looking really good. It's really hot out right now. It's about 80 something degrees. GoPro got some stuff on it. Just some soot. You can see in front of this one, got some soot too. If you guys have any questions, I'm gonna stop this live stream probably in 5 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I will be doing a community post with the load cell data and the pressure transducer data. I don't know if it's been a long time. Well, it has been like around 2 months since I last static fired. I don't know if it got louder or if I just forgot how loud it was, because that was really loud. It is crazy loud. It is really cool to experience this in person. It's just crazy imagining actual rocket engines, how loud those are next to it. I saw a Starship launch before, but I was in Isla Blanca Park, which is pretty far away. But this, yeah, this is really, really loud. Not in like an explosion aspect, but more of like, I don't know how to describe the sound. It's not really a bang or anything like that. But let me look at the chat, because I'm not looking at the chat. Did you not see it? Did someone miss a set? 0G, what happened? The sound was on. I was able to see it through my other phone, which I was watching it on. But don't worry, if you didn't see it, I will be uploading this stuff pretty soon. I'll be posting pictures to my community post very soon. But I think it's time I can unplug this. LED's off. Yeah, we're good for this. Yeah, I'll be posting pictures on my community tab, and then I would watch out for a little later this week. I will be posting the SN5 video. I might post just a short video of just all the angles. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments. I need to know the thrust. Yeah, I really want to know too. It's on this well, I can show you where it is. It's on that SD card right there. So I'm gonna look through the thrust and the pressure. My finger actually hurts. When I touched the top real quick, I literally touched it for a second. Nozzle looks like it held up pretty good. Let me go in this orientation. Nozzle held up pretty good. That's just slag in there. That will clean off. Here is the rocket. Everything's looking great. Well, the rocket motor, not the rocket. Here's the igniter. Actually didn't get too burnt up. For this test, I put the Finicil. Here's a GoPro. It's all got some soot on it, but no damage. I put the Finicil nozzle towards the nozzle during this test. For the other tests, I didn't put the nozzle towards, or the Finicil towards the nozzle, because it is a little bit more harsh on the nozzle. But for this test, I was like, why not? The Finicil near the nozzle does increase performance in startup time, so it was a good option. I just didn't want to do that on my other motors because the nozzles were pretty slim and I wouldn't want to ruin the nozzle. This nozzle was built this nozzle's pretty heavy. Honestly, if I was going to fly this motor, I would not use this nozzle. But this nozzle looks like it held up pretty well. We're going to do a disassembly in a few hours. We're going to let it cool down. Let me answer a few more questions. Oh yeah, no, I put the GoPro right there. This is one of my older GoPros, and it's also pretty easy to fix. So it got almost destroyed. Well, it got destroyed. The net lens broke. Some of this plastic melted, but I mean, now it has a screen protector on it and stuff. GoPros are relatively easy to fix. Even if this whole thing got destroyed, except for the internals, I can get a whole new casing for like $50 and have a whole brand new outer casing. This is my nice GoPro. That's why it's a little bit further away. Honestly, I don't know why I put my phone so close, but these shots from my phone are just so good. Apple does really good with cameras. So this is in 120 frames per second. This is 120 frames per second. This is 240, so this will be good slow motion. But yeah, I'm gonna answer any questions real quick while I turn off all my cameras, and I'm gonna leave you guys so I can start taking everything apart. And this camera was off. Did it automatically go off? Hopefully. Oh, here, you guys want a quick behind the scenes, quick preview? Let me fast forward to the static fire. All right. Yeah, that's a pretty good burn. I'm not sure if you guys saw that real nicely, but I'll upload it on YouTube. Make sure when you're watching my YouTube videos, I do upload in 4K, so make sure you're in 4K if your TV or monitor or whatever you're watching on supports it, because it does make it look so much better. So yeah, what's my prediction on thrust? I'm gonna say, well, SN4, based on SN4, and obviously we know the nozzle melted away from that, so a little bit of thrust was way less thrust than it probably could have. I can't say for certain because we didn't test it that way, but most likely. I'm gonna say, oh, this is tough. I wanna say 65 pounds of thrust, but then I also wanna say 75 pounds of thrust. I think it's gonna either be 65 or 75 pounds of thrust. But I don't know, yeah. It just all depends on how the nozzle is gonna work, because I have a rough estimate, because SN4 had the same amount of propellant as SN5. Because SN4 and SN5 are exactly the same, except for, like, I would say probably around like 7 major changes, somewhat major. So they're very similar. So they should, yeah, same propellant and everything. Yeah, so I'm actually thinking about having that data live for my liquid engine. I'm gonna have a relay sending me all database. For my liquid engine, I'm gonna need to know power, or I'm gonna need to know pressures, and I'm gonna need to be opening solenoid valves, needing to know temperatures. So yeah, I definitely will do that in the future, or I'll send it through wire, because I do tend to like to trust wire better. That's why my ignition system is still a wire. I could easily make this ignition system not wire. It would be a little bit more expensive, but I don't know. Something makes me feel safer that it is a wire, at least for the ignition system, because that's what's igniting this rocket. Obviously, if this rocket ever got ignited when I was near it, that'd be very bad, or if anyone's near it. So that's why, I don't know, I like the wire for that. But yeah, either for my liquid engine, I'll either send data through this conduit, put another wire through this conduit back to where we're standing, or yeah, I might do send it through air to my computer. So yeah, okay. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this video, this live stream. We got a bunch of viewers, so thank you for sticking around, and keep your eyes out on my community tab for some cool pictures. And then later this week, watch out for the full SN5 video, where I go through the design, building, and testing process. Also, I will be doing a behind the scenes, which will be, I'm honestly not sure how long the video is going to be, because it's going to be a lot of cuts from the SN5 video that I didn't add to the SN5 video for any reason that I feel like it's not supposed to be in there, or it wouldn't go good. And also, I have a lot of behind the scenes of me setting up this motor today, and all the safety protocol and all the protocol I do out here. I'm doing tests for the continuity for the test cable and doing all the cameras. I'm not sure how long that video is going to be, because I'm just going to put everything together and do it real quick. Also, I do have on my post tab, before I go, I know I'm losing some people, I have on my post tab, I'm going to do a Q&A at the end of that video the behind the scenes video. So if you want to add any comments to that post, that would be amazing, and I can answer them in the Q&A section at the end of my behind the scenes video. But that sums up everything. Test went really well, and yeah, look at the post tab because I will be posting some stuff very shortly. And thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream or video.